All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Can't wait to get onto this call today. I absolutely love. I just got off a call with a massive team out of South Carolina, and they are using the Listings to Leads listing presentation and are absolutely dominating their local area. They got 20 listings, and apparently they use the Listings to Leads presentation that we're going to cover today. And I'm not sure if it's all, but pretty much it sounds like all of their listing presentations they go on. They absolutely sounds like they win them all. And they've grown from, man, she's grown from 3 agents to maybe 20. It sounds absolutely awesome. And in fact, Olivia, she is in your area. She's out of South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, which I believe is inland. I've actually been to Greenville, although I don't remember exactly where it is in the state. I think it's a little bit west of the coast, like more inland. Regardless, doesn't matter where it is exactly, but she's having absolutely phenomenal success. We're going to talk about ordering these presentations. So we've got the listing presentation, and it's available for your standard listing presentation. We got it for expireds. We got it for canceleds. We've got it for FSBOs, and we may have it for short sale. I don't know. We may be at it for short sale. And for example, you can see here, the expired one says expired, the complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold. The standard listing presentation just says the complete marketing plan to get your home sold. We'll be looking at that today. We're going to talk about, oh man, I tell you, I just had a client I was talking to last week. She door knocked an expired listing and got the listing agreement signed. I don't know, Melinda, if you're on this, or Mindy, if you're on this call today, I still owe you an email. So I will get the email off to you here a little bit later today. But here's another one from a client, and he ordered this. He got the hard copy for review, immediately ordered 20 more. And the goal with the expireds, we're going to cover all of these today, because not only do I want your listing presentations to be a lot easier and less stressful for you, I want you to get more listings. All right. I think you should be able to get and I'm not kidding, a listing a week. All right. Literally get a listing a week. And when you do it the way that we're going to talk about today, not only will your standard listing presentations that you're going on just be 95% easier. All right. Like literally 95% easier. Because when you go through the listing presentation from Listings to Leads, all right, whether it's the flip book, whether you print it off at home, whether you print it through Mailbox Power or however you want to print it, it answers that question. What are you going to do to market my home? What is the work that you're going to be doing? And this presentation, you don't have to argue commission. You don't have to sit there and try to think of things to make it sound better than it really is, because you're walking in with a 24 to 26 page presentation. Again, flip book, print, you actually want to use both. And we're going to talk about that today and how to do that at your listing presentation. But again, we want to use these also to go after expireds, to go after canceleds, to go after FSBOs, so that we can convert more of these homeowners who, in their mind, they're thinking that most agents just put the listing in the MLS. Maybe they put a post on Facebook. Maybe you send out an email, boom, bada bing. Are you really worth all the money that you're charging me to sell my home? But a lot of homeowners, right? They wonder about that. They wonder, are we worth the money that they're paying us? Now, there's a lot that obviously goes into getting a home sold other than the marketing of it. We got the negotiations. We've got all the other great things that we do as agents. But when you can show a homeowner what it is that you do to get property sold, right, via the marketing of that property, that goes such a long way. Again, stop arguing about commissions. Stop trying to figure out how to make it sound better than it is so that, you're going to impress them, because this right here is going to impress the heck out of them. If you got any questions as we go through this, I want to hear all your questions. I want to hear all your feedback, your comments. And by the end of this, I want you actually excited. All right. When you get a listing presentation coming up instead of being nervous, instead of running around and having to put just a bunch of stuff together, you're going to have a very clean process, right? Very straightforward. And you're actually going to look forward to it because now, when they say, what kind of commission do you charge? When they've been talking to other agents who maybe they got a one page slick. I've seen these from other agents. All right. I've talked to agents that are on the newer side that have beat out top agents because top agents, they walk in with a lot of them will walk in at the listing presentation that is really more about them. I'm a top seller. I'm a top yada, yada, yada. And when you walk in with, though, what am I going to do for you? That just changes the whole game because now the seller goes, oh my God, all right, I know she's a top agent, but trust me, a lot of sellers, right? Some sellers will just go with the top agent no matter what. They're the top agent. I've known them forever. But a lot of them also have that viewpoint of, do they really work? Do they really earn the money? Or are they just riding on their reputation? And eventually we want to be both. All right. Eventually I want to be both the top producer, but who's also providing the most value to the homeowners who want to sell their home in my area. And this is what this is going to do. In fact, I just saw a post from a coach and he was going on about a pretty big coach too. And he's going on about on your listing presentation, you got to do that. I'm like, dude, trust me, if one of my people walk into this and go up against one of your people, you're not my people, but you get my point. You are going to dominate and you're going to win those listings hands down. All right. Olivia. Yes. Nice area and growing. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So everybody else that's in here, go ahead and comment where you're coming in from. Do you have a listing presentation coming up? So who here has a listing presentation coming up? Who here maybe has a story about using this or something else in a recent listing presentation, good or bad? I love all the good and bad stories. All right. Annie Jordan, Lakewood Ranch. Absolutely love Lakewood Ranch. I lived in Sarasota. I got a lot of family down in Sarasota, Florida. In fact, I was just there a month ago. I think I was there a month or two ago. Absolutely loved it. Was doing some presentations down in Fort Myers and also in Tampa, right? Zoltan, where you're from, it sounds like. So who has a listing presentation coming up and or who wants to go after those expireds and canceleds in your area? And is there anybody here that wants to convert FSBOs? And I'm going to talk about all of that today. So in listings to leads, I logged in, I'm on the dashboard. I'm going to go to listings and we're going to go from easiest to best. Now, even the easiest is phenomenal. All right. So when I say easy, nothing wrong. So right here, listing presentation. Now, before I click on that, check this out. Notice I got an expired listing. Can you see the little drop down here where it says expired? I got for sale by owner. I got a canceled listing. I've got a listing presentation. So these are all listings that I've added to my account so that I can create specific presentations where their home is on every single page of the entire presentation, both the flip book and the PDF. But we've got one that is available for you. And under listing presentation right here. So there's a tab here called listing presentation. Click listing presentation print. And if you can log in, let's do it with me. All right. There's nothing better than if you can actually log into your account, do it with me so you remember exactly where we're at. We are recording this. This will be available on our YouTube channel. I'll point you in the right direction on where to watch that later so you can watch this in your own free time. But under listing presentation print, over here, suggested listing presentation structure. And Olivia, I cannot wait to hear from you in a week or two or whenever it would be on how you are actually winning these listings from these top agents. All right. I'm going to get you squared away and get you set up and so that you're starting to get 2 to 3 listings a month. All right. When I say get 2 to 3 listings a month, I'm not being facetious. It's not hyperbole. It's absolutely doable. All right. Listing presentation tab, listing presentation print. To the right, we've got introduction. So if I click on that, This will probably be in the off position when you get here. You can turn it on, type or copy in your bio. It can only be 1,200. How is mine 1,300 characters? All right, maybe I wonder if let me see here. Oh yeah, okay. So let me just back out that part and 1050. Okay. 1050 is fine. It can only be 1,200 characters. What I would do is, and I've worked with a few agents on this, is you've probably got a bio on your website. Maybe it's on Facebook. I don't know. But you probably got a bio somewhere. Take that bio, drop it into ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to say, I need a 1,200 character bio that positions me as all right, top as an agent that works with luxury homeowners in Greenville, South Carolina, that also helps people whose homes may have been listed but didn't sell, i.e. expired. And I've got a 100-point home marketing plan that I want to highlight. Does that make sense? So pop that into ChatGPT, let it give you a much fuller agent bio, go through and edit it, take out all the M dashes. I always replace the M dash with a comma or a period, depending on how ChatGPT likes to use it, because I don't want some smart aleck to see my bio and go, oh, they just use ChatGPT to do the bio. So always take out those M dashes. And again, either comma or a period. And that way people aren't going to call us out for being a ChatGPT person. All right. So we got the introduction. Now that will be added to the flip books. So check this out. Here. Let me show you this one here. So you can get a feel. All right. You get a little feel for how that looks when it's printed. All right. As part of the presentation. And I'll also show you the flip book. Let's take a quick look at the flip book. So there you go, right there. Right. Introduction. CMA. So you're going to do that in whatever program that you use for the CMA. Property marketing plan. So that's the 24 to 25 page. That's the thing. So we can download that, which I'll do that a little bit later. There's also a home selling process outline. This is completely editable. It will be your colors, your logo, your picture, completely branded to you. Again, you can edit this if you want to, no problem. And this is nice to have as well, because again, what does it do? It shows the homeowner all the great things that we're doing. All right. It's not about just you signing the dotted line, giving me $5,000 at the end of the whole thing while I just put it in the MLS and ghost you for 2 weeks, right? We're going to do a lot more than that. So between the presentation, the selling process outline, and the last item over here is, or not the last item, but the next item, how to prepare your home for sale. This is completely optional. All right, completely optional. That's just the PDF guide that we've got. And if you want to, this is nice to print to include, right, English or Spanish. MK, I'm going to walk you through using printing it at home with a spiral binder or a thermal binder. I'm going to get to that though a little bit later. So you can actually just print it at your home office, at your regular office. You can print it. And then maybe your office has a binder. If they do, phenomenal. You can just print it and bind it at the office. I've got the thermal binder. If I was going to do it again, I think I would do the spiral, just because it's a little bit, the thermal binder, it's going to close. It's going to just not want to stay open as easily. Whereas a spiral, or this is from Mailbox Power. So if you've got a Mailbox Power account, you can do this as well. All right. So very cool. So anyways, as I was mentioning, this is just like a nice to have optional thing if you want to include it. And then lastly is your listing agreement. Never go to a listing appointment without your listing agreement. And the goal is to get that thing signed while you are there. All right. We don't want to leave and have them take another 3 months to get going or whatever. We strike while the iron's hot. So we want to make sure that we get all of this done And so we want to make sure that we got all of it with us when we go there. Now, to download or create the property marketing plan, all right, click download. You can select any listing in your account. So you may have a previously, now we got the default. So by default, it'll go to default. But I've got it set up right. You can see here default. So if you don't have any listings in your account, don't worry about it. We got the default, no problem. But you may have a listing that you've maybe sold or whatever. Or for example, what I did is I set up a demo listing that I'm using, that I'm pulling from. So I use ChatGPT. This is this image right here, ChatGPT. This image right here, ChatGPT. And I just said, give me a image of a home in Greenville, South Carolina. Now, I don't know what the price point is down there, but I would say I like to go medium high. I don't want to go full luxury because then that's going to alienate the average price point. But I don't want to go low because then, so if the average price point, let's say, is 500,000 and luxury is $1 million, I would say, give me an image of a property. And what I've also done is I'll take in fact, for this one right here, I grabbed a photo of a listing in the area from another agent. And I loaded up to ChatGPT and I said, give me an image based on this one that is completely unique, that is a little bit of a nicer listing. So in the $600,000 to $700,000 price point, and put a palm tree, because this is Florida for this particular one, put a palm tree in the front and change the front landscaping. And so if you were to see the original photo of that property, of that listing, and you see this one, completely different. I don't say completely different, but you would not think it was the same house, and it's not. All right. I just used that home as the inspiration for a new, cleaner, unique listing. In fact, I did the exact same thing with this one as well. So this is for a client in Louisiana. This original home image was of another listing and actually had white, right? It's weird looking, gray background of the sky, messy. The lawn was not great looking from Zillow. And now, so I just loaded to ChatGPT and I said, give me a nicer version of this home, change the windows in the front. I think there were 2 separate window bays. And I said, just combine it, change the landscaping, take the tree out, give me a blue sky, change the color from white to gray, change the roof line a little bit. So you get my point. So I'm using an image, right, as the basis, but I'm changing it so to make sure that it's not a copy or anything like that. Does that make sense for everybody? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Scott, can we get edited presentations from we to I'm a solo, so want we? You know what? Yeah, the we is the large. I know you're a solo agent, but you got a brokerage, you got a lender, you got a title officer, you got inspectors. So I know they're not all marketing the home, they're not all in the listing agreement, but don't worry about that. That is the last thing to worry about. Now, if you're a team, then we can change that so everything reflects the idea of being in a team, and you can do that in the profile. But if you want to send me something later, you can send me and ask me about it, but definitely don't worry about that. All right. Don't worry about that. I've not had any person come back and tell me, oh my God, I was in the listing presentation. Or the woman just last week that was telling me she door knocked that expired with this right here. No one is going to notice that. And if they say say, yeah, I'm with the brokerage of 50 agents, right? They all are they're not on the listing presentation or marketing it, but they're all going to have access. I make sure that they let their leads know. We go over this in our meetings to make sure that they know about your property being for sale. So it's not, you're hiring me, but there's a whole brokerage, right? I got a managing broker. We got our legal counsel. We got a support staff, right? So even though you are a solo agent, it's an entire team behind you. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So I either went with the default or I selected a listing to use. And it's going to take a few minutes. We'll come back to that in a few minutes. but this is what it's going to, I'll show you listing presentation. And yeah, this one right here. I'm sorry. This is 1200. But you see here, in fact, you know what? I'll tell you what, we'll come back to this one in a second, because right now what it's going to do, it's going to regenerate all those pages. It's going to take about a minute or two. So we'll come back to the account level listing presentation. But now let's go to specific, where you want to create a listing presentation for a specific property. Okay. So the use case for this one, for the default account level listing presentation, I would make sure this is set up, make sure this is good to go. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Because there's going to be times when you don't have, there's going to be cases when you don't have time to create the specific one for a listing presentation, or an expired, or a canceled, or a FSBO. It's totally fine to use this right here. All right, let's go back to the cover. So the complete marketing plan to get your home sold, Scott Pierce, listings to leads. That would say your name, your company, your logo, your phone number, all that information right there. It's got your introduction. So we talked about the introduction already. And then we create a marketing plan around your home. And then these are the images from that listing. All right, these are all the images from the listing that I selected to be used for creating this. Remember, in the dropdown, I selected the listing address. So those are now if you've only got one image, then it will just use that image throughout all of this. All right, so we got paid Facebook advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And here's the beautiful thing. This is why it's going to make your life so much easier. This is essentially your crib notes. So I don't have to have notes taken down. I don't have to memorize anything. All you should do is go through this a few times so that you're just comfortable saying what you're going to say. We don't want to fumble around in front of the homeowner, right? But the beautiful thing about this is we don't have to memorize anything. So we're in a listing presentation. Now, what most people do is they will print this, all right, and they will print it so that they can have a copy to leave behind with the homeowner, all right? And that's where, in fact, I will put, now your office should, I don't want to say should, but it'd be great if your office had a binding machine, whether it's a thermal binder, a spiral binder. So I might ask your broker, hey, do we have anything to bind a presentation? And ask your broker before the listing presentation, right? If you get a listing presentation coming up in a couple hours, that's not the time to be finding out. So find out right now so that when this comes up, you're dialed in and you're ready to go. And again, I've got this one right here. I've used it's great. The only issue is, in my mind, is, again, if it's sitting on the table, phenomenal. Okay, great. But if I'm going through it, it's going to want to do this kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be doing this a little bit more than either the one from Mailbox Power or the spiral. And that's why if I were to, and I may just go ahead and buy this one as well, because you know how the spirals work. You got the little spiral binder, and then that way it just lays flat on the table. So when you go into a listing presentation, what you want to do is you want to have the flip book up on your laptop or tablet. You want to carry the hard copy in as well. And that way you can leave the hard copy behind, but you want to go through this one together with the homeowner. Now, I want you to take notes, and I want you to have in the listing presentation a calendar, right? A notebook or calendar and a pen. I want you to know, when are they expecting, or when do they want to be moved out by? All right. Hopefully you already know their motivation for moving. Maybe it's a job, retirement, being near family, right? Whatever it's going to be. Hopefully the motivation, and hopefully the time frame that they want to be moved out by. It's October and I should have known this, it's October 8th. And let's say they want to be out by October, November, December. Let's say they want to be out by December, by the first of the year. By January 1st, they want to be moved. By January 1st, they want to close escrow and be out of here, right? So now we're interviewing agents. And so I want you to know that number, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to back into that number from that date to between average days on market, average escrow length, right? Typically 4 weeks. And so that we can let them know, when do we need to go to market? And that's going to be important coming up, because when you know that information, you're going to be able to get those listing agreements signed at the appointment a lot more often, right? So hold on to that thought, because that's going to come up. So again, you want to know, why do they want to move, or why are they moving? And you want to know, when do they plan to be out of the home buy, right? Or when do they want to be out of the home? So keep that in mind. So I maybe I hand them the hard copy, or I hold on to it till after the presentation, so I can just say, hey, I'm going to leave this behind for you to have. Right? I want this, whether it's a spiral, the thermal binder, or a mailbox power, or however you're going to print it. I want to leave this behind, because this is going to be just the game changer. All right. I don't want them to ever forget anything I said. And I want this sitting there, but I'm going to present probably off my laptop or my tablet. But whatever's comfortable for you, you got to do what works for you. So when we get to the part about marketing the property, all right, and someone will say, hey, I've got a 100-point home marketing plan that's going to help make sure your home sold for top dollar as fast as possible. This plan has been benchmarked across top agents and teams across the country to make sure that we've got the best plan possible in our area. All right. And all of that is true. We've done all of that work for you. Just like your broker is part of your team, we are part of your team as well. All right. We are the marketing part of your team. So Karen, I think it was you that asked that question about a solo agent or whatever, or we're part of your team. Listings to Leads is part of your team. So think of us that way. All right. So we got a 100-point home marketing plan. And this, I would say this is a little bit of information about me. What we're going to do is we're going to create an entire marketing platform around your home. So now I'm role playing. I'm with a homeowner. All right. So we're going to be doing paid advertising on Facebook and Instagram, social media, email marketing, print marketing, video marketing, mobile marketing, search engine marketing, YouTube marketing, and more. So we're going to be doing Facebook ads for your property at every single status. We'll do, we do, and however you're going to do it, right? We do an ad once a week, or we do an ad at every status. And they can see here, we've got coming soon, just listed, open house, pending, active, and just sold. Now, if you don't do coming soon, I'll show you how you can take that out a little bit later. Then we got social media marketing. So this is paid advertising, but we also do just standard social media marketing on all the different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and Google. So we're going to make sure it's on all of those websites. We'll upload your property to YouTube as well. That's one of the top websites in the world. It's the #1 video website in the world, the #2 visited website on the internet. In fact, that might be #1 now. But we use proven techniques to optimize your home so it shows up as often as possible on page 1 of Google for a search of the property. We're going to be doing print marketing. We're going to do nearby neighbor marketing, because family and friends they always know people that want to buy in the area. So we're going to make sure that all the neighbors know about your home, because the neighbors may know someone that wants to move in. So we want to always make sure we let the neighbors know. We're going to do email marketing. Obviously, everybody's on email, whether it's on their phone, it's on their laptop, it's on their tablet. And we got different e-flyers that all link back to the property website, so that we make sure that we engage as many people as possible. And our e-flyers are absolutely beautiful. We do a 5-image slideshow of your home so that it gets a lot more clicks. I'm also going to be marketing your property to my database. So we've got other emails for our database that are absolutely gorgeous as well. because I've got a database of over 550 buyers in our local area. And I'm going to make sure that we're going to email our database. And I'm also going to call through my top buyers to personally invite them to view your property. Next, I'm going to be giving you a few tools to make sure so that you can let people know about your home for sale. Again, just like your neighbors, you very likely know people who know people that would love to move into the area. And so we want to make sure to let everybody know. And so you'll be getting an email and a social media post from me that you can share. I'll be doing short form videos. So I'll be making sure that your property gets up on Instagram, on TikTok. If you wanted to say YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, right? However you want to do that. Now, if you just want to do an image video, right? That's fine. Or if you want to use our short form video script that we've got for you, great. Then back to the role play. We've got a beautiful full screen single property websites. We actually do custom property videos. We do 3D tours, and we're going to include those in your property website. Completely mobile responsive, absolutely gorgeous. We got beautiful flyers. And in fact, notice this domain. Your home is going to be marketed on this domain. All right. 131 Tomlinson Drive.thebestlisting.com. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? This is actually the standard one at the account level, but this is the kind of domain that I use. So when we market your property, we have your street address .thebestlisting.com. So it's absolutely awesome. Can you imagine your home? Let's just say 454 Circle Drive .thebestlisting.com, right? It's amazing. And our flyers, they have text codes on them. They got QR codes on them. So they're not just beautiful flyers, but they actually engage people so that more buyers can connect with me about your home. All of our tools are mobile responsive. And in fact, if you want to go ahead and scan that QR code, and I would have them, I'm going to make this bigger. Can everybody scan that QR code? Let me know. That's the max. Give me a second here. Yikes. Hey, geez Louise. Ah, there we go. All right. Everyone whip out your phones. Let's go ahead and scan that together. Boom. Watch it not work while I'm on a presentation. No, of course it works. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? And they're looking at that. Just, awesome. Right. I got a property video right there. In fact, that property video could have been on the top. All the professional photos, school information, my reviews are on there. So if you got your client reviews coming in from Listings to Leads, I've got a community video, if you can see that in here. So these are all really cool things that you can do with Listings to Leads. Don't worry about how to do that right now. Get into the mastermind group, ask some questions, and I can share that with you. Let me go ahead and make this smaller. Let's get back into, there we go. So we do, everything is mobile responsive. We use QR codes. We don't need to scan that again. We're going to make sure that we get your home on as many different marketing channels as possible. There will be nowhere that your home will not be that buyers are looking. So we're going to be everywhere the buyers are. Now, remember when I said earlier, you want to know what is their motivation and you want to know when do they want to be out of the house. And I said they want to be out of the house by January 1st. So I'm making this up, the dates up as we go here, but whip out your notebook or calendar. If you got a calendar, even better. Maybe you got a calendar in the notebook and a pen. You're going to open it up. If it's not already open, you're going to open it up at this point. All right. And even if you don't do coming soon, I like to leave that in there. And here's why. When I get to this page, just follow along with me. I'm going to be talking to you all as the seller again. Karen, I know you want to be out of the house by January 1st. So average days on market right now is 56. So January 1st, and I'm writing down January 1st. And if we want to be out of the house by January 1st, and we got let me just say 30-day average days on market to make it easier, right? It's going to be different, and always know this ahead of time, right? Don't start to do math in your head unless you're a CPA. So try to know all of this ahead of time so that, in fact, you can even have it written down ahead of time so that you can just check it off with them. But you want to be out of here by January 1st. And that means typically we're going to want to be in escrow by December 1st. All right. With the holiday seasons, Thanksgiving, we may even want to be in escrow, preferably by November. And I'm going to scribble out December 1st. I'm going to say November 23rd. Okay. So November 23rd. Average days on market right now, I said 30. Let's just say 45. I don't think average DOM is 30 anywhere in the country right now. In fact, it could be a lot higher. All right. You just got to set expectations, of course. We don't want to lie to a homeowner because it's going to come bite us in the butt later. So don't lie. Don't overpromise. Be realistic with people. So if it's a 45-day close of 45 days, average days on market, that would be around October 23rd, October 7th. Oh my God, that's today of all things. How hilarious is that? I didn't even plan on that. All right. So that means we want to list your home on October 7th. That gives us, right, average days on market of 45. Now, if it's true, you could say you got a great home. And if we price this right, we should be able to get this home sold, I think, quicker than the average days on market. But I just want you to be aware the average days on market is 45. And, the range, right? The first order of magnitude range is 30 to 60. So between 30 and 60 days is the range, but the number is 45. So again, if we list your home on October 7th, 45 days on market is November 23rd. That gives us 5-week escrow. With all the holidays coming up, right? People are on vacation. Something is going to happen. Right? Your lender, the title person, the bank people, who knows? People are on vacation. Sometimes files can get a little bit weird in this time of the year. So we're going to want to go coming soon as quickly as possible. Now, again, I don't do coming soon marketing, but I'm going to leave it here because I'm going to refer to the coming soon and say, during the coming soon phase, we're going to get our photographs done. I'm going to do a property video, whether it's a professional video or something that you just do. You might do drone video. You might do a 3D tour. We're going to work on the curb appeal just a little bit. We want to make sure that your property shows as beautifully as possible as soon as people come in. We're going to get the yard signs done, the flyers done. So that takes about a week to get all that into place. Then we'll go to market and today's already the 7th. So we'll go to market in about a week from now. And as part of the coming soon phase also, I'm going to give you some suggestions to clean your house out just a little bit so that it shows as beautiful as possible. We want to make sure all the things are off the refrigerator. We want to make sure all the extra stuff that is laying around the house is taken care of so that as buyers are coming through, you have a beautiful presentation for your buyers. Olivia, I'll show you how to add it in, okay? For sure. And then whether you do an open house or not, it doesn't matter. You can just say, I don't think we need to do an open house. Or if you're going to do an open house, then you could say, all right, if we go to market on October 14th, then that is a Tuesday. We'll do the open house if it works with you I like to do 2 on the 18th and 19th. And if there are any offers, then we can take them on the 20th. But that way we have 5 days to market it. We're going to hit the ground running. So we're going to hit it on the 14th. We'll do 2 open houses. We're going to do a lot of great marketing for the open house. That's a whole nother marketing plan that we've got just for the open house itself. It's absolutely amazing. And if there are any offers, we'll take the offers on the Monday after the open house, which, like I said, would be on the 20th. Okay. But if there are no offers, we're going to keep marketing your home. We're going to keep refreshing the marketing until we get an offer. All right. Again, The average days on market is 45. The first order of magnitude range is 30 to 60. But when your home goes into contract, we still don't stop marketing your property. Sometimes properties can fall out of escrow. Sometimes buyers get a little bit complacent. They think they already got it. No, we keep marketing your home until you close escrow, or at least until every contingency is removed and there's no opportunity for that buyer to back out. Now, I am super strong in negotiation, so we will do everything that we can, but things can happen in this market. So we're going to keep marketing your home until we close escrow, and we're going to keep marketing until it's sold. And I tell you, here's the deal. The seller is going to just be nodding up and down. And while you're going through these dates, and I didn't do a great job of something here that I want to back up a little bit on. As you're going through each one of these pages here, I want you to confirm with the seller that what you said makes sense. Does that make sense? All right. Everybody nod their head. All right. And as I'm going through the coming soon, right? Going to get the pictures, going to get the video. That makes sense. Yes. All right. And the dates, right? Do the dates make sense? Yes, yes, yes. So we do the just listed, we do the open house. That makes sense. Yes. Active, take offers, keep marketing, go through pending. Yes. Boom. Right here. You could almost pull off a listing agreement right there because they've nodded their head up and down. They're agreeing with you all the way through this. And they just went through the entire marketing plan with you. If they're not ready to sign, you may not have qualified them good enough ahead of time. Make sense? A little bit about traffic reports, check my reviews, complete marketing plan. That's just the back cover page right there. All right. Any questions on how to present this? So again, I would present this on my laptop or my tablet. Hey, you could sit across from them and you got a copy of this, they got a copy of this, and you could go through it across the table, whatever is convenient and however you think works best for you and your business. All right. Now we've been going through the one at your account level. Let's not real quickly, but let's just review and go through the one. When you got a listing coming up and you want to create this for a specific property, because I am telling you, when they get to that page, right, where they can scan that QR code right there, when it's their home that they're looking at on their phone, when it's their home, it's just game over. If this wasn't already like an A+, when you do it specifically for their home and you got their name and their home address and their home photo on every page, it's just lights out. It's absolutely nuts. Real quickly here, to add the coming soon, go to settings. All right, Olivia, settings right here and right there. I'm allowed to market coming soon listings. If you check that, hit save, and then that will add the coming soon stuff to it. All right. But now I got a listing presentation coming up. Today is Wednesday. My listing presentation is on Friday. It's an amazing property. I want this listing yesterday. So I'm going to go a little extra mile. I'm going to go get a photo of the property. You're not going to take a photo from the previous listing agent or whatever. All right. You could use Google Street View if you wanted to, if it's good enough. But if I can, I'm going to go by with my phone and I'm going to take a photo horizontally. All right. We're not doing a TikTok video right here. I want a horizontal picture of their home. Now I'm going to let them know we're going to do professional photography, but just for my marketing presentation, I want a nice photo of their home horizontal. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go add listing manual, status, listing presentation, seller name, seller email, right? You should have all of this stuff, obviously, because, all right, their phone number, and just add, you don't even have to worry about the headline. Just add in the street, city, state, and zip code. Don't worry about price, bedroom. Don't worry about any of that stuff. None of that stuff matters right now. Property description. I like to just add a dummy property description. So I might go to ChatGPT and I might say, give me a property description for this address, right? Or for a home in Lakewood Ranch that's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and Bobby Jones, right near Bobby Jones Golf Course, something like that. Click save and add photo. Add one photo is all you need, right? You're not going to probably be able to get more than one photo of the front. So get one photo, add it on the next page, then just click through. Just, say save, there'll be 2 more screens and just save. And then what is it going to do? It's going to drop off and it will look like this: listing presentation, 1200 Riley Street. And you can do this also for canceled. You can do this for expireds. Oh, God, just kill me now. All right, that's fine. It'll just take a few seconds. Now, here's a really cool thing that I don't know if a lot of people know about. When you do this and you got the listing, you're going to go to the listing presentation, maybe a day or two before. Check this out. This is an email that you want to send to your database. And it's an email. Check out. I'm meeting with a local homeowner who's considering selling their home, and they might be open to a private sale before going public. If you're still looking, would you want to first look at this home before it hits the market? These kinds of opportunities often go to buyers on my VIP list who get exclusive access to homes before the competition. All right. And there's a little bit more verbiage right there. And then PS, I can also send you homes with price reductions or seller incentives. Just say the word. It's got your listing lead signature right here. You can either send it to all of your leads and listing leads right here by clicking send now, or you can hit copy code. I just like to copy. I just click in here and just select all and copy and just drop it into your CRM and send it out to all your leads. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to say to the homeowner, I've got 500 buyer leads for the Lakewood Ranch area, and I've actually got 14 people who have responded to wanting to see your home. I sent out an email letting people know that there's a possible sale of a home in the area. I don't give out addresses before we go public, but I've got 14 people who want to see your home when it's possible. All right. So I have that. That's another it's a great service for all those leads in your database that you're able to put something in front of them before it hits the market. And when we said they might be open, so if the seller would entertain, hey, this market, if you're in a market right now where that's just awful, right? This might be a nice way to be able to tell the seller, hey, I got some people right now. If you're not comfortable going to market and getting an offer, we can actually show it to a few people. And if you get an offer that you accept, I'll even take off 1% of my listing commission, right? So instead of doing a total combined of 5%, or with the new laws and everything, of course, however you're going to phrase that, right? My 2.5% buyers normally are going to ask for 2% or 2.5% for a combined of 5%, but I will do it for 3.5% if one of my buyers buy it. Another great opportunity to both A, make your people in your database feel like you're amazing, B, have the homeowner save a lot of money, C, you make more money. So if you're if you're even allowed, I know some people have very strong opinions about double ending. So I'm not here to have that argument with you. All right. That's not my argument. That's up to you. All right. But I would I would send this out. And if you need to, just refer a buyer to another agent in your office if you're not comfortable doing both sides of the deal. Regardless, we got the flip book and the PDF. So here's the flip book. All right. So check this out. Prepared for, what did it say? Let me see. Hold on a second. I thought I had. That's because I didn't save the other one. All right. I'm sorry. So the complete marketing plan to get your home sold. Prepared for seller's name. So this is for Ian Klazinski, 1200 Riley Street in Folsom, California. That's his home. All right. That's his name. That's his property address. got my introduction. We create a marketing plan, right? Facebook, social media, right? This is the same thing pretty much as the account level one. So we got the account level one that we can use at the drop of the hat, right? On a dime. So that's always available, which is beautiful because again, I don't always have time to go, even with best intentions, I don't always have time or going to be able to make time to take a photo, to go upload and add the listing. So when I'm in a pinch, I need that account level one. But I'm telling you, if you're serious and you want to just absolutely come on, to be able to leave a book behind of the homeowner's home on it, do you think that's not going to set you apart from every other agent coming through? Of course it is. And they're looking at their home on every single page right here. All right. Not the introduction or the marketing plan around your home, but all these other pages. Check this out. So I don't need to review every page again because we've already gone through this. And check this out. 1200 Riley Street. So this is their home. So this page right here, I would say this URL, I'm ready to market your home right now. Everything is dialed in, ready to go. I would just need to get the professional photographs done and get the video done. But I've got the entire marketing plan structure already put in place for your property. I got the URLs ready to go. All right. I've got the property website structure done. Right. And that's their home. Look at that. This absolutely amazing. MK, yes, we do have that. So hold on to that thought. Annie, do you ever print them from your home? Yes, Annie, I did cover that a little bit, but I'll touch on that again as well. Right? Text IVR, mobile marketing. And I'm telling you, man, this is where we had a EXP agent who uses listings to leads, and he would actually walk in, not with this part, the sign writer where it's like text 12345 to 25678. He would walk in with that. Like he would literally walk in with the sign writer and everything else. And he wouldn't say what it was to the homeowner in the very beginning, but he would at this part right here. This was before we had these presentations. He would have the homeowner send a text code. And here you can do whatever you want, right? But again, let's scan that QR code. So everybody whip out your phone. And I want you to pretend you're Ian Klasinski. Even if you're not a man, that doesn't make you weird. We're going to pretend we're the homeowner here. And we're going to scan this QR code. Hopefully it's coming up for you. Let me know if it is or isn't. There is something psychological about looking at my home. Look at that. I am looking at my home. Try to get that. There we go. I think that looks clear. Looking at my home on the screen, on my phone, on the screen, on my phone. I'm going to be like, damn, that is absolutely sweet. That is absolutely amazing. That is awesome. And I'm scrolling down and I'm seeing your reviews. I'm like, man, everyone seems to love Scott, right? Everyone loves Karen. If you need help on how to get your client reviews into your Listings to Leads account, let us know. We can pull them in from Zillow, Testimonial Tree, and Google. You can also add reviews manually. So if you got them on, I don't know, whatever, maybe your website has a little thing, you can copy and paste them into Listings to Leads, no problem. We've had clients that right here, they ask for the listing agreement. Now, I like to go through the whole thing. What I like to do is play it by ear, right? I like to pay attention to the homeowner. I like to kind of watch their body language. But again, right here, don't forget, we want to know what is the motivation for selling? When do they want to be out of the house? What is average days on market? And obviously, typically we're going to use a 30-day escrow for this, unless in your area, for some reason, it's different. And starting right here, we're going to reference the fact you want to be out of the house by January 1st. Normally it's a 30-day escrow is pretty average, both the holiday season. I might want to add a week just because people are taking vacations and I don't want to mess up that ending date as much as possible. So we're going to want to get into escrow by November 23rd. Average days on market is 45. That means October 7th. And hopefully it's not that tight for you, right? That's pretty tight. Hopefully it's not that tight. And again, coming soon. If you do coming soon marketing, phenomenal. Then talk about it. I would still reference, we're going to do photographs, we're going to do videos, we're going to do a little bit of light staging touch up, we're going to do a light curb appeal touch up. We're going to get we're going to finish up the build out the marketing platform for your property so that we hit the ground running. And then we'll go public on the 14th or whatever it is. Then we'll do the open house on the 18th, take offers if we have any on the 20th. If we get an offer that you accept, phenomenal. And we can even increase the escrow if the January 1st date is more convenient for you, but we'll negotiate that and make sure that you are able to move out when it's most convenient for you. But if we don't get an offer that you accept, then we'll market your property until we get an offer and it goes into contract, right? Or pending. And then we're still not going to stop marketing your property just because we got an offer. In this market, with the way things are, we're going to keep marketing your home until it's sold. And it just leads so perfectly into this, doesn't that? And the sellers, oh yeah, this is so awesome. And then I'll be giving you weekly traffic reports. I'll be checking in with you, let you know how things are going. And if I've got my reviews are right there, if you'd like to check them out, you can either scan or go to that domain and check out that domain, scottpierce.amazingclientreviews.com. It's not my website /yada/XYZ. No, scottpierce.amazingclientreviews.com. Perfect. And then a few PDF guides if they like to get a little bit more information. All these guides are from your Listings to Leads account. They're all branded to you. Beautiful. All right. Few questions here. Olivia, is that because we're not allowed to mark coming soon? No, Olivia, I think you answered that. So awesome. All right, perfect. Do you ever print them from your home? Yes. Right. That's the listing that we added for the specific, right, listing presentation. Here's download. So I can click download. It's going to download a PDF. So let's let that print. And so what I do is, whether you do it from home or maybe the office, if you're going to print it, I'm going to print the PDF, and then I'm either going to use, and I put these links into the chat. I'll do it again. And I would use either either this one. This is a spiral binder. Oh, geez, Louise. All right, hold on a second. Oh, I hit X. All right, whatever. All right, that's a spiral binder. $47. Now, again, your office may have one of these. So check with your office if you're not sure. But I've got the thermal binder. Again, like I mentioned before, I would probably, if I didn't have either one of these, I'd probably go ahead and get the spiral just because it's gonna lay open and closed. They both lay closed beautifully. But if I want to have it laying open, the spiral is going to be a little bit easier for that. And lastly, I know we're a little bit over, I apologize. You can do this for expireds. You can do this for canceleds. You can do this for FSBOs. So if you got an expired listing, now I'm going to give you this link right here. Okay, I'm going to give you this link and get into the mastermind group with questions, but right here, order the setup and hard copy review now. So here's what we'll do. If you want, and we can do, right now we're only offering this for expireds. So I'll show you the expired real quickly, but you can do this for canceled and FSBO as well. We're going to offer those two a little bit later as a service, but check this out. We will add an expired listing to your account. All right, check this out. And we'll send you some screenshots to review. If you like how it looks, and so far everybody has, oh my God, why does it keep doing that? I've had one person actually give me a couple of edits. In fact, I'll show you something. This guy right here, his company is with leading real estate companies of the world. And so it's this presentation. So it's the same thing as what we've been reviewing, right? Just listed, complete marketing plan. It's got the intro. It's got it's got all that. But he had some stuff from his company. Let me get to it. He has some stuff from his company, and it's a little bit hard to see. But if you go to the mastermind group, he actually dropped in a video. And I got another client who she's got like the Wall Street Journal one pager. She's got the Rob Report. And I can't remember who she's with, what company. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But so she's got a PDF. And so what we're going to do is we'll combine her print ready PDFs, right? Where, all their listings go to the Wall Street Journal, all their listings go to the Rob Report, all their listings go to Market Watch, right? Those 10 pages. So what we do is when we print these up for her to go after expireds with, we're going to include some of the other company related things as well. So check this out. The complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold. And we actually changed in that blue banner across right there where it says prepared for. When we do this in bulk, here's the deal. You want to get 20 to 30 of these a month, and you want to door knock, you want to mail them to the expireds, and you don't want to have to do this on a one-off and print at home. It's more expensive to print these at your home or office than it is to order from us. When you order from us, the setup is only $60. That's cheap. And then they're $8 per. All right. You can't print. If you're to print this at home, it's going to cost you more than $10 per copy. And it's going to take you like a half hour to do each one. All right. So more money and a lot more time that you probably don't have. So I am not a great salesperson myself, but I am very stoked to be able to offer this to you all and then what I was going to say is where it says prepared for Placer County homeowners at 123 Main Street, we actually changed that. And it says, in fact, let me bring this up. And it says something more like this one right here. A proven plan that works even when others don't. Serving, and it'll say serving in her case, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. So we changed this here to that. And then you've got all of this. So your introduction, right? Your logo, your picture, your colors, your fonts. And then this way you get these beautiful books and you want to get these out. And I'm telling you, we had a client, she door knocked with one of these, got the listing signed. She got the listing signed while she was there on the first door knock and visit. And not only can we prepare and print and send you these, but again, if you're with a company and you got a few extra things like he did, right? Luxury, right? Luxury, it's not going to be the easiest to see, but just you get the idea, right? These are broker company specific that we've added to the listings to leads. In fact, if anybody here is from Lake Norman, I know we get a lot of Lake Norman agents on here. He's with Lake Norman Realty in North Carolina. All right. Yeah. So Annie, the printer I recommend is Mailbox Power. The issue is if you're going to use Mailbox Power, the setup is a complete pain in the butt. I'm just telling you, the setup is not easy. We've done enough of them now, so we got it down. So it still takes time to set these up, but we got it down. So we will do the setup. We'll create the expired listing in your account, right? We send you a couple of screenshots for review, like I just showed you. All right. So you can and even the image of the home, if you got an image that you want us to use, or we can use one that would be appropriate for your area. Cause we want that general nice home, like I talked about in the beginning. So we'll get a beautiful home that'll be appropriate for everything from lower level to luxury, right? They would all be impressed by it. And then we'll mail you a copy. And if I go to the order page right here, to order the setup, it's right here. Now, again, we got all this in the mastermind group, and you may have seen some of this in the mastermind group. This is just a quick thing I prepared. But if I click order setup now, so we'll set up everything. We'll actually send you a hard copy in the mail. So you're going to get one of these in the mail as part of the setup. You're going to go through it. You're going to see how does that look? And if everything looks good to you, then you can come back and order 10, 20, 30 at a time. And I'm telling you, you will have in a couple of months at least 1 or 2 new listings from this, right? Look how beautiful that looks. And in fact, I wonder if it was in here because John's on the call, but in one of these posts, he actually recorded a video of him flipping through it. And I wonder if it's this one. Let me see. I should actually just post. Oh, here's another one, man. This one looks so good. This guy out of Georgia, right? The complete marketing plan to get your home sold, a proven plan that works even though others don't, with better homes. I think those colors are actually pretty slick. Here's one for a client in Sacramento. And I want to see if I can find that video, because here's another one for a client in New York, Staten Island, right? Keller Williams. Yeah, Keller Williams. Looks phenomenal. And in a lot of these posts, you're going to see the link to order these as well. Here's a video flipping through it. And I guess I'm not going to be able to find his video. I'll have to find his video, though, and bump it to the top a little bit later. And here's someone holding the booklet. Look how awesome that looks. The quality of this is better than those magazines that people get at their home from their neighborhood, right? The Folsom Gazette, and it's like the magazine about what's happening in the local area, right? And again, look, the colors will be your colors, your picture, your logo, your brand. And right, here's another one, right, down in Florida. In fact, Lakewood Ranch. All right, Chrissy's got hers on order. All right. I think we're good there. And the link for the expired gives an error sign. MK, what do you mean by the link for the expired? So the link I just gave everybody is this one right here. And again, in the mastermind group, you'll see this link in a few different places. So here, scroll down where it says order setup now, click it, enter the security code, I guess, CWZDK. We're going to be building this into our system here, but there we go. Setup. And then again, we're going to send you a copy in the mail, and then you're going to review it. You're going to say it's good to go. You're going to review it, say it's not good to go. Give us whatever edits that we need to make, and then we'll get that done for you. Olivia only has 2 links. No, there's 3 links in here. Well, actually, there's 4 links. Order 10. All right, that's to order 10 copies. Now, you can't order 10, 20, or 30 first. You got to order the setup first. So let me drop that link in there. MK, are you good? Maybe I was not understanding your question properly. Maybe Olivia was a little bit better at helping you than I was, apparently, maybe. All right. Annie, are you good? I'm independent. Yeah. Hey, no problem. Independent is phenomenal, right? Chrissy, Regal Touch Realty, right? Completely independent. So I don't care. Yeah, right here in Lakewood Ranch, Regal Touch Realty. I think it's just her and her husband. I could be wrong. Maybe she's got other agents. I'm not sure. But regardless, yeah, it doesn't matter. You could be with Compass, Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's, EXP, LPT, Regal Touch, Dusty Roads. In fact, oh my God, we had an agent this morning I was talking to. Was it Dusty Roads in Vermont? And I was like, wow, that's an odd name. Let me see real quick. Because, yeah, I was like, and it was like a cowboy. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize there were cowboys in New Hampshire, but apparently there are. Let me see. Now I'm curious. Oh, no, he's in Texas. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. All right. Yeah. I don't know why I thought he was in Vermont, but anyways, doesn't matter. All right. Any last minute questions? I know I always keep going long in these calls. I apologize. Where can I find the one page? Oh, yes. Thank you for that. Now, it's not a one page, but go to listings, listing presentation, and a pre-listing packet right here. So this is a 4-page version of the 24 to 25 page version. So I think it's 24 and there's 25 if you have the introduction, and then 26 if you have coming soon. So no intro, no coming soon is 24. With intro or coming soon is 25, and with both is 26. And this one here is just the 4-page version, and cover page, summary. See, this is what most agents walk in with, isn't it? Most agents walk in with something that looks something like this, which you can use ahead of time. But man, this is going to be, I guess it's 5 pages. Yeah. So it's just like a summary version of the other one. And you have a lot of great tools here to market this. I would be just use just for your, when you're marketing a listing, right? We got an email to send to your database call script. We got print flyers. And in fact, you know what? I was talking to an agent and he did it. In fact, it's in the mastermind group. He did an open house. And where is, right here. If you got an open house coming up, who's got an open house coming up? I would use that print flyer. And he said, I put some of the PDFs into an acrylic holder from Listings to Leads, right? The PDF, the print flyers like this one. And that way, when those homeowners come through your open house, they're going to be able to download the 100-point home marketing plan. Beautiful. Yeah. Olivia, here, check this out. Let me show you something here. Let me make this smaller. And go to the mastermind group. I'll just show this here real quickly here under open house. And so he had an open house last weekend, received 1 seller and 2 buyer leads. So it's not, some people would be excited with 3 people coming through, right? He got a seller and 2 buyer leads. Eldo's been great for organizing, yada, yada. And he goes, I display PDF guide flyers for both buyer and sellers displayed on acrylic stands. Open house demo guide in front, which I'm not sure what that is. I also keep a printed copy of my marketing plan. So, right, the one that we were just going through, he keeps that at his open house. And he's going to start using the video, and he's going to move the open house sign-in form from the tablet to the print, which I go through this in our open house training. And the video he's talking about, and actually I posted the video, but I don't know why Facebook ate it and didn't post it, but I put this in the mastermind group a little bit ago. So I got to find out why. But if you go to your media library in Listings to Leads, so there's this thing called the media library. And if you got an open house, Olivia, listingstoleads.com/open house. But in the media library, type in 100 right there in that little blank form, the form field, type in 100. And this came to us from another client. Play this video at your open house. So if you got a tablet, I would use the printed sign-in sheets regardless. All right. I don't want people and their grubby little fingers all over my iPad or laptop signing in. We got the print versions. I would print up like 10 to 20. And then on my tablet, I would use a tablet stand if you've got one or the ability to get one. I'll show you a really cool one on Amazon, and just have this video looping. I would just keep playing this video on my tablet. And that's what he said he's going to do next. because again, this is going to be an absolute showstopper. And here's a stand, like $10. Look at that, $10. And I'll tell you, that just went on sale. Holy cow. That's $10. There's other colors that you can get, $14, $12. Yeah, $10, $15, $15, $13, right? $15, $20. That gold's kind of cool. I don't know that it's worth $10 more just because it's gold. No, I promise you, no one is going to think badly of you for the $10 one. So how cool though would it be to be able to have your tablet while you're playing that video on it? The neighbor walks through, right? Maybe you're talking to people and they're like, oh yeah, I just live around the corner. And if the video's not on and playing, just tap it and let it play and just say, oh, check out this video on how I get home sold. And when they see that video come up, man, it looks like $1 million, right? When this video comes up right out of the gate, it looks awesome. We create a marketing platform on your listing, drive thousands, even tens of thousands of interested buyers to your home online and in person. Boom, bada bing. They're going to love it. It's called, just search 100. So click media library, search 100. And then it's the one where this one's for TikTok and Instagram, YouTube Shorts. So I put the vertical version. Then there's a long and a short. The short is the same as the vertical, 1 minute and 18 seconds. This is the 5-minute version. Now you can play it right from your Listings to Leads account on your iPad, or you can download it and play it off your computer. You can download it, upload it to YouTube, play it off of YouTube. Makes sense? And if you kind of go further through listing websites, but yeah, this idea is funny. It was another client that had this idea. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think of that. What an amazing idea. So yeah, highly, highly recommend that video. But again, go to listingstoleads.com/open house. You're going to get our entire open house marketing strategy there, both how to market that open house, but also how to conduct the open house. Because it's one thing to get people there, but 95% of the people, the open houses I go to, agents drop the ball massively during the open house. And it might take you 2 to 3 open houses to get good with it and keep going through our training on it. But I'll tell you, getting 1 seller lead and 2 buyer leads, that's entry level. That is just entry level. You could be getting 2 to 3 seller leads and 3 to 4 buyer leads from between the marketing and the open house itself every single week. Every single week. You combine open houses with expired marketing, and then you got your listing presentation information. So when you go into the listing presentation, you're going to be lights out. You are going to be, in 2 months from now, you're going to be amazing. All right, Christine. Oh, Christine, good to see you. Christine, when you say listing side, did I answer your question? I'm not sure. What do agents usually charge? What do agents usually charge when listing a home using this marketing? Hi. Yeah, Christine, I'm sorry. What was the question? I don't really get it. I'd have to download some numbers. Yeah, Olivia, perfect. Yeah, exactly right. So if you're in an area where you don't have reception, exactly right. Download the video so you can play it, whether it's on your iPad or on your laptop, and you don't have to worry about Wi-Fi at all. Perfect. All right. And Christine, I apologize. Did I answer your question? Do you have a video script for this PDF for social media? Yes. Great question. Thank you so much for asking. Again, let's go back to listings and listing presentation. So click on that listing presentation tab right there and short form video script. All right. So get into the mastermind group and let's ask more questions there. I got to take off here in about 30 seconds. But Christine, did I answer your question there? So if there's anything I didn't answer or anything you want more help on, get yourself into the Listings to Leads mastermind group. You can catch the mastermind group, catch the recordings, and you're going to see here, if you click on marketing calendar, go to resources. And in fact, all the open house stuff under presentations, open house mastery, Olivia, I would check this when you have a chance. This presentation is phenomenal. The guide and the checklist are in support of the presentation. So it's all the same thing. I would start with the presentation though. And then under resources, Facebook mastermind group, and then our YouTube channel. No less than 3. Yeah, there's 2.5 or 3, but what it's going to do is going to make so that you're not having to defend what you're charging. And there's one guy, just kill me now. He charges 3.5% for his side only. And I was like, dude, how do you do that? He goes, I asked for it. He goes, I just asked for it. He goes, I go through all of this, and he goes, 3.5%. And he goes, people say yes. So, depending on the person, hey, you know what? If you want to throw 3.5% to the selling side, do it. But I would at least 2.5 to 3 with all they're getting. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I'm certainly not doing it for less than 2.5. Where I live, I think 2.5 is average because California is pretty expensive. But when you're in areas where it's a little bit lower, you may need to charge 3% versus our 2.5% because your home price, oh God, home prices everywhere are a little ridiculous. But whatever it is, 2.5, 3, this is going to make it so that you're not defending and arguing and justifying and sweaty and nervous and your heart is beating out of your chest about even asking for 2.5%. We've all been there. We've all been there where we're talking to a homeowner, and even the tech savvy ones and the ones that are pretty dialed in, and you get really nervous because they're going to see through us. So they're going to be like, really? You're just putting the MLS and it goes to Zillow. It does all that. What do you really do? And we've all been there. So when you walk in with, I don't like to throw weapons around in my analogies, but when you walk in there with a bazooka, right, in a good way, in the best way possible, and just show them, right, we're not showing anybody off or up or whatever, but we're just showing them, listen, man, this is, right, all the stuff I do. And hey, if you're like this guy here, John, and you got another PDF from your company or your broker, like he did here, then, just have that PDF open in another tab, right? Have that open another tab and go, oh, and by the way, not only do I do all that, but we get it on Wall Street Journal. We do the Rob Report, have that other PDF like he did. We got a relocation, right? Which one's relocation? We highlight relocation people moving to the area are going to know about your home. This will be your primary, but if you got like a supplemental or auxiliary information that you want to share, just have it open on another tab. Doesn't hurt. Absolutely awesome. Yep. Awesome. I love this group too. All right, everybody, listen, get to work, get this done, get it ready. I am seeing so many people. It's amazing. I'm seeing so many people adding listing presentations to their account. They're adding expireds, they're adding FSBOs, they're adding cancels to their account. They're ordering these books from us, right? So we're getting the setups done on them. We're sending them a screenshot for a quick review. Then as part of the setup, we're going to mail you a hard copy. You're going to get it in the mail, just like this. And you're going to be able to go through it, look at it, and then start ordering 20 to 30 a month. I'm telling you, think about a seller lead. What does a seller lead normally cost on Facebook? 10 to 20 bucks minimum. For $8, for 20 bucks, I can get 2 of these books. And if you think about 5 seller leads versus at 20 bucks each, that's $100 versus for $100, I can get 10, 11, 12 of these, right? 10 for 80. I will probably get 1 listing for every 10 of these booklets I get out. I would probably be more than that. It would probably be more than 10%. But I would say 10% would be a minimum of the number of listings that you will get if you get this out to expired homeowners in your local area. And you're going to go from whatever you're at now. Maybe you're at 70% closing your listing presentations. You're at 80%. You're at 90%. You're going to go to 95% with this, no matter where you could be brand new. Start using this. Be comfortable. Be confident. which you will be much quicker using this, and you're going to start just dominating. All right, I got to get out of here. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Get with the support, get to the mastermind group if needed, and we'll see you there. Thank you, Annie. Have a great day.